Mr. President, you're about to fly to Kenya, to your ancestral home. Given the Al-Shabaab attacks on the Westgate Mall and Garissa University, I'm sure your Secret Service could have suggested other countries for you to visit, but you wanted to go to Kenya.
Well, I think it is important, first of all, that the President of the United States underscores our commitment to partnering with countries around the world and that we're not intimidated by terrorist organizations. Second, the counterterrorism cooperation between the United States and Kenya and Uganda and other countries in East Africa is very strong.
And you're going to talk about entrepreneurship at the summit in Nairobi. Is there any link between security and entrepreneurship?
I think there is. I believe that when people see opportunity, when they have a sense of control of their own destiny, then they're less vulnerable to the propaganda and twisted ideologies. The more we can encourage entrepreneurship, particularly for young people, the more they have hope.
You famously said when you went to Africa, I think when you first became president, you know, what we need is strong institutions and not strong men. You're going to Ethiopia, where there is effectively no opposition in parliament. Right. You're going to Kenya, where the International Criminal Court is still investigating certain members of the government, which seems kind of hardly ideal institutions.
Well, they're not ideal institutions, but what we found is that when we combine blunt talk with engagement, that gives us the best opportunity to influence and open up space for civil society. We want to make sure that we're there so that we can have this conversation and point in a better direction.
Well, haven't the Chinese got there first in Africa? You're going to go to the African Union building, which was built with Chinese money. You're going to travel along Chinese-built roads. You're going to go past endless Chinese traders on those roads.
Well, what is true is that China has been able to funnel an awful lot of money into Africa, basically in exchange for raw materials that are being extracted from Africa. And what is certainly true is that the United States has to have a presence to promote the values that we care about. We welcome Chinese aid into Africa. We think that's a good thing. We don't want to discourage it.
I'm going to suggest there may be one other difficult issue when you're there, and that's the issue of homosexuality, gay marriage after the Supreme Court ruling. I mean, the Deputy President in Kenya, who you're going to meet, Mr. Ruto, he said, "We have heard that in the US they have allowed gay relations and other dirty things."
Yeah, well, I disagree with him on that, don't I? In my last trip to Africa, I was very blunt about my belief that everybody deserves fair treatment, equal treatment in the eyes of the law and the state. And that includes gays, lesbians, transgender persons. I am not a fan of discrimination and bullying of anybody on the basis of race, on the basis of religion, on the basis of sexual orientation or gender.